5,288.13.
What's that?
That's U.S. dollars. That's what it is in U.S.
Oh,
dollars.
no. We were asking the per capita.
So wait, 771.
What's the average per capita for, or average?
Doing the old Gandy Dancer promotion. Once a year deal here in the fine village of Mazomanie, Wisconsin. Boy, you're really giving that.
I just want people to see it.
Yeah. What would you say? Let them see?
I'd say let them see.
I'm going to put it back here.
Yeah, no, those are all the events that happened, I guess, already. I don't know why I'm trying to.
No.
But we have promoted it. So
I think we've done a good job with the Gandy Dancer. We had Kenny Mack on talking about the history of Gandy Dancers and here in Mazo and his part and Gail Harrop's part and the rest of the gang.
we also watched a video of them doing
We sure did.
of the Gandy Dancers doing the
Gandy
the
dancing.
song
Yeah.
and
Moving the track.
moving the tracks. That was interesting.
Yeah, it was.
And that fella had quite the voice.
Yes, he
quite
did.
Anyway, you probably, if you didn't see it, go back.
Episode 70.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so why did we show the Gandy Dancers? Well, it happened last Saturday here in Mazomanie, and so we went down to see the sights and sounds. It's our first visit there, even though we've lived here just 5-6 blocks away. We could hear the music, we could hear the events. We never went down, so we did this time, and we'll show that in the middle portion of our episode 71
Yeah.
today.
I guess that's a good lead into our episode. Let's jump into it.
Hey, this is Bill DeWeese, pro voiceover talent and voiceover career coach. And this is the original Father-Son Voiceover Podcast.
This is episode 71 of the original Father-Son Voiceover Podcast. I'm Todd. Hudson is the executive producer. John is producing the program, even though he doesn't have his headphones
Get 'em on
on
right
yet.
now. Get the cans on right
And
now.
Joe is over at Information Central, and Drew is not here. We asked Drew because the boys have to be somewhere, and they told us we got to get this over with fast. Got to get it done. It doesn't really matter the content. It doesn't matter the quality.
Nope.
It doesn't matter the creativity. It matters just get this done. So that's our goal. Is we're just going to get it done. Get her done. How's my do I have good presence?
I bet you do. You always do.
Good.
Are you in the
Good.
area?
And our Gandy Dancer sign is Kitty Wampus.
Had a skew.
That's
But it's
gotta-
over with, so it
Well, I
doesn't
know
matter.
that, but
Oh,
we're
John.
representing them.
Oh,
representing.
You ever heard the statement? It's not over till it's
Kenny
over.
Mack is going to come and reprimand
You like a
us.
Mack truck.
Hey, so Drew, are we going to talk about that now?
We're gonna do the next. I mean, we can say he's at a Cubs game. We said that.
Yep.
Chicago Cubs.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No,
Sorry,
He's
you-
at the Cubs game down in Chicago. The guy's enjoying. Is this okay to say that he's enjoying X amount of money per ticket? Can we say that?
I
don't know.
probably not. I would just probably say that he's
He's
enjoying
making
his time.
really expensive. They're really expensive tickets. I'm not going to say how much.
He's enjoying himself.
It's not $35, and it's not $50, and it's not $75, and it's not $100. It's more than that.
Okay,
That's
well,
going into the bottom of the
I
night.
guess we just keep
Are they in the
going.
bottom of the night? I didn't
Bottom of
say.
the
I
night.
didn't even come close.
They're gonna.
Yeah. Okay. Drew's at a Cubs game and he's having
What's
fun.
the score? Right
4-3 Royals. They're
Uh,
losing into the bottom of the
Can't
night.
lose.
Okay,
They're
and
after
the
a play,
flip-off.
they're after a playoff wild card spot.
Full transparency. When I was born, there was no Milwaukee Braves. They had left to go to Atlanta. So we didn't have a team to root for, so I rooted for the Chicago Cubs because they were the closest to us. And then the boys grew up watching the Chicago Cubs, and so we root for the Chicago Cubs. And I tell people this all the time. It was never a problem when the Brewers were in the American League. And the Cubs were in the National League because they had to get to the World Series to have it become an issue. But now we're Cubs fans in Wisconsin, and so we're kind of looked down upon in some ways.
So we aren't bandwagon fans. It's not like we started being Cubs fans
Yeah,
right
right.
before they won the World Series in 2016.
It was out of necessity.
We've been there. We
Yeah.
we were down in the basement watching the Cubs lose with
WGN.
Yeah, watching them
13.
lose. At least some of us watching them lose to the Florida Marlins in 2003. That was tough.
Yep.
Steve Bartman.
Yeah, don't
Anyway.
mention that again.
Yeah.
Poor guy will get in trouble.
Yeah. Wants to just. Anyway, let's get started. Thank you for joining us for the 71st episode.
Yes, thank you for watching.
Let's get some Wisconsinites Weekly going, Joe.
All right. So we've got some big stuff coming up,
Nice.
sports wise. Wednesday, August 23rd. That's today as you're watching. 4 p.m. At, I don't know how to pronounce this place. Mosine.
Mosini?
Mosine.
No.
M-O what?
Mosine.
M-O-S-I-N-E?
Double E. Double E.
Oh, double E. Yeah,
Mazomanie.
Mazomanie.
Yeah,
Mazomanie. The soccer team plays their first game of the year. Then Thursday, there's no rest for the weary there. August 24th at 5 p.m., the boys' soccer team plays at home against the Hilltoppers of Platteville. And then at 4 p.m., so prior to that, the girls' volleyball team, varsity and JV scrimmage. So you can go to the varsity scrimmage and JV scrimmage, and then
Right
after they've beaten the brakes off everybody else, they can go at 5 p.m. to the soccer game. And then Friday the 25th at 7 o'clock, the football team plays at Oak Field. Saturday the 26th, volleyball tournament at Monroe, and that's an all-day event.
Like multiple teams. I'm assuming.
Yep.
When you get to the end of Wisconsinites Weekly and we start to head toward Mazomanie site-wise, tell me, because I'm gonna do a silky segue to get to Mazomanie site-wise.
And then finally, Monday, August 28th, 6 p.m., boys soccer team plays at Dodgeville against the Dodgeville Dodgers. So, full slate of soccer games coming up.
It's that time of year.
Yep.
People are getting ready for school. Oh,
And then there will
Like
be cross country events coming up soon, shortly after that.
There's a bunch of things to unpackage there as we head into, and I'll watch the time just so you know, because I know we want to get this going. But so we're out on the Fox,
The Wolf Run
Run Trail. Fox Run Trail. I was going to say Wolf Run Trail.
You can call it whatever you want.
Call it the
Wolf
Fox
Run
Trot
Trail.
Trail.
And we're walking toward Heights, and we see the football team
Yep.
scrimmaging. And just practicing, and they've got over 30 guys
Yep.
there. Big turnout,
Nice.
big turnout. Great. And then last night at your ball game, the Mazo Mustangs up in Reedsburg, I was talking to Uncle Dar Parman, and he was telling me about Mannion, who's on the team, and he was saying how they've got one of the bigger turnouts. And this last Friday night they had a scrimmage up in Green Bay. They had to travel all the way up to Green Bay.
Green Bay.
And here's where things start to really get into the segue mode. So we have under Mazomanie Sitewise, who'd you see? Guess who I saw? And so down at the 1855 Coffee House, which is our only sponsor here, the original Father-Son voiceover podcast, we saw Michelle Van Shindig, owner and proprietor, and she is the JV one volleyball coach. Then two of her helpers, two of her employees, Bree and Emerson, they're
On the team.
volleyball players. So we saw them, and this at the same time. This is how a small town works. See, these are how these things blend together and overlap. Standing there, just ready to order. Guess who comes in? Mazomanie UPS driver, Mark Hinderman. And so we start talking to him because he's on his way up to Green Bay to see his son Finn play football with Mannion, Parman, Darwin's.
He might be the quarterback. Finn,
Yeah, the
supposedly.
plan is he's the quarterback. And so all of that wrapped into one to take Wisconsinites Weekly to Mazomanie Sitewise, and guess who I saw?
Wow. And that's what he said.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was a
Maybe that's
question,
it.
but it's
John's
not.
waiting
I
on
didn't know
everyone
if
who
you
made a
saw
John
somebody
thing.
that was into Mazo site-wise. I didn't know.
Oh,
I
no.
messed up.
I was just trying to get you right into
Got it.
yours
Got
as
it.
quickly as possible.
I think it's dead. Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
So
I had it plugged
this
in.
this Sunday, at the Mazo Historical Society, there will be an 1830s living history camp hosted by Rich Walter. Come down and see how a trader from the 1830s would live and camp in Wisconsin.
You'd like
So-
A
that.
trader, not a traitor.
Not a traitor.
You'd
no.
like
Now,
that, would
is
you?
that just
I think
a?
you're a camping guy.
I'm not.
It's down by the Historical Society. Yep. And anyway, they also have this time of year. They have their annual ice cream social, and so that's going to blend in with the 1830s live. This gentleman, Rich Walter, who will be reenacting or being able to answer questions as if he was in the 1830s and what he
He's almost
would
like
do.
a docent.
Yep.
Almost.
Yep. So that'll be the free ice cream as well. So if you want to go down and see what 1830s in in Wisconsin would look like, Mazo's in Wisconsin, so
It's true.
Did they?
and they have ice cream as well. They don't know if they had ice cream
That's
like
what I was
that
going to
in
ask.
the 1830s. You had to make it.
Did
maybe.
Rich Walters? Did he have?
We'll have to ask him that question if
Yeah.
we go down.
It's
So-
Rich
Hey,
Walter.
okay, but did you actually do? Now it's time for Mazomanie.
You mean that was?
Yeah.
Oh, let me say,
just remember that in 2 weeks, big happenings in Mazo. It's kind of there's three things that are around around the summer and then leading into the fall, which is usually the River Rumble happens in July, and then now the Gandy Dancers takes over August, kind of a big thing, and then Wild West Days. And we've made note of this before, but Wild West Days is usually means the end of that your people are starting to go back to school, and then the pool is closed and all the baseball is kind of done. So the Lions Park in downtown
It's the
Mazo
last
becomes
shindig at the park. Yeah.
after this weekend in September of the Wild West Days, it becomes kind of a ghost town, and so it's then fall and winter are coming on. So we'll remind you about that in the next upcoming weeks, that Wild West Days is happening and what some of the events are. I know that they have some tournaments, beanbags, volleyball, kickball, and then some other things that they go on during that time.
Yeah.
They do horseshoes too.
They used to have a bunch of carnival rides.
Yeah,
They still do.
they still do. Yeah,
do,
that's
but
part of the Wild
You
West
don't think
Days.
it's quite as much?
I don't think it. No.
Maybe it just seemed bigger when you were a kid.
That's true. That would make sense.
Hey, just so you know, Natalie Beal will be here.
Oh,
She's on the
nice.
Wild West Days
so
committee.
I won't need to cover it necessarily.
Well,
Just-
that's for next week.
Okay.
That's for next week. She'll be on the couch talking about Wild West Days.
okay.
On the program.
And then a couple things that are happening this upcoming weekend for us. There's live music down at the Iron Hop Tap House this Saturday. Starts at 3:30 Central Time. And the featured singer is Brent Nelson. And then finally, another live music event down at the Iron Amethyst on Friday night. I know I didn't do those in order.
That's okay.
But this is Friday, so you'll have 2 nights. There is live music featuring Shelly Faith and the food truck Melted
Whoa.
will be there as well from
me
6
guess.
until 9.
Melted. Is that gonna be with cheese and stuff like
I think that's
macaroni?
right. I think that's right.
Oh, that sounds good.
yeah, don't quote me on that. Monty can put the disclaimer. Somebody would have to go and check their actual
Menu.
menu, but that sounds about right. So
What did you say it was?
I was thinking melted, but it was like mac and cheese or something like that, with cheese being melted over on top. El favorito.
nice. So that concludes my part. I didn't know for sure if you had any, so I had kind of cut it. I mean, not that I had a bunch left, but or that I could have added, but I didn't know for sure if you had any updates. So I
No,
would-
of
thought I'd
course,
pass it
Wild
on to
West
you.
Days, there'll be a parade. There
Yep.
always is. And lots of events down at the Lions Club Park. Natalie Beal will be here next week to highlight that. We'll also have Wendy Sherman doing the Lions Share, Lions Club. She'll probably mention it too, because that's right down there at the park. Maybe, I don't know. And then hopefully Jim Schrader, he hasn't confirmed yet, but my guess would be he'll be here. And also Jennifer
Martinez.
And she's from the she's from the Amethyst.
Yeah. She is.
And from the Apothecary.
She sure is. And she's also part of the chamber.
Chamber chat.
So
she's going to be
chamber
highlighting
chat.
the chamber chat. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. So you need to
Yeah, I think
move on to-
let's move on to the adventures with Roy from Elroy.
And now, another edition of The Adventures of Roy from Elroy.
Jump, Roy, jump! What do you think, Roy, huh?
Whiskey Sky, are you ready to play?
Roy.
Big thing that we have been doing recently is you had mentioned the Fox Trail, also known as the Wolf.
Roy's home track.
Wolf Run. Some people call it the Fox. Some people call it the Iron Wolf.
Iron Fox Wolf Track Hill.
But the Wolf Run Trail in
Can't make a
downtown
mistake.
starts down in Mazo, and then goes out to the high school, middle school, elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
Roy's been walking that with us.
Wow.
We usually take a walk in the afternoon, evening, and maybe discuss some business items with VO Marketing Pro as the three, I guess, heads of it.
Mm-hmm.
My dad, myself, and Joe.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been going along with, and he's been doing pretty well, I would say.
Has he been adding much to those conversations?
No.
Okay.
No, sometimes he takes away from him a little bit.
Sticks right with us,
Yep.
and he takes
He does.
usually a dive in the
In the
little
creek.
dip in the creek.
You know what's a little bit funny
Creek.
is we went a different time, not during whatever. He stayed. He wanders off a little bit, smells some stuff, and eats some stuff, grass and stuff. But he gets a certain distance away from you, and he starts running back to you.
Yep.
And he almost does better without his leash on.
Yeah. Yep.
He also we had a video of him eating corn on the cob. Thank you to the Kinchies out on the
yes.
Kinchy farm.
Very good. Corn.
Giving us some of their sweet corn. Very, very tasty.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also had a big old zucchini from the Joe's garden that he was munching on.
Barsness Valley Farms.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
He's doing well.
And as we head into the next segment, this is going to be a segment about the Gandy Dancers Festival. Hudson and I went
the
down
sights
there
and sounds, yeah.
and shot some B-roll, as they say,
Yeah.
some footage, and saw some people, met some people, chit-chatted, and so we'll play that coming up when.
We'll do it right now.
Hey, we'll get back to the original father-son voiceover podcast in just a moment, but there's Hudson, here's Brando,
I'm
and
right
me,
over here. Yep.
Todd, and this is our segment where we do our reverse sponsorship. Of course, a sponsorship is people pay to sponsor our podcast. We only have one.
We're unique.
We only have one sponsor at this point. You can be a sponsor if you'd like. Right now, we're just talking about $14 an episode. And so feel free to contact us about actual sponsorship. But we do have reverse sponsorships because we belong to Mazomanie in the local area. And so we want to promote the local businesses around here. Today's reverse sponsor is the Dollar General store.
Oh, wow.
The Dollar
It's a
General
new
store.
one. I wasn't even ready for this
Dollar
one.
General is America's general store. That's their logo. That's
Okay.
their branding. The Dollar General here in Mazomanie is located on the far west end of the village at 515 Walter Street. It's right on the highway, too. DG strives to make shopping hassle-free and affordable. Dollar General has more than 18,000 easy-to-shop stores in 47 states. You didn't know that, did you?
I did not know that.
DG offers everyday low prices from many of America's trusted brands. DG has been serving customers in villages like Mazomanie since when? Quiz. When did they start?
2000 and...
Not in Mazomanie.
Oh.
When did they originally start serving like Mazomanie, serving communities like Mazomanie?
So not when did they start serving communities that were bigger?
When was
than
their
Mazo-
first?
Oh, okay.
When was their first one?
1995.
Very close. 1939.
Oh, just switch the numbers around and I'm right there.
So if you want store hours and specials, visit Mazomanie Dollar General at their website. It's just simply dollargeneral.com, and then you just type in Mazomanie. Dollar General, America's general store, and our proud reverse sponsor of the original Father-Son voiceover podcast. Now back to more of the podcast.
All right.
So here we are. Come on. Beck and I and Hudson heading down to the Gandy Dancer Festival in Mazomanie, Wisconsin. And we'll look around here and
Mazo Sightwise on our feet.
yeah, seeing what's going on. It looks like over to the left here, the Mazomanie Museum is open. It looks like Johnny Wick is sitting out. He's probably the docent,
Probably is.
I guess would be. He knows what's going on. So that's open. And it looks like Walt Peterson is coming up here on the right.
It's edgy. Yeah.
How you doing? Good to see you.
Yeah, we thought we'd try.
So this is the might be the jam thing.
I think it is, maybe.
The jam tent.
Yeah.
That anybody can just grab
An instrument.
An instrument. You don't even have to.
Yeah, we got a bunch of people over here, too, underneath.
I see Mel Yasek over here. And I think there's Jim Schrader.
Jim
right
Schrader.
there.
Yeah.
And,
Maybe they'll let us sit down. Looks like maybe Frau's here.
Yeah. Let's take a let's come on in here and take a listen.
Let's do it. Huh? Sounds good, doesn't it?
Hi, Jim. Let's circle around here, Hudson.
All right. I'll try to keep it on the band. Wow. Very nice.
All right. Well, the Gandy Dancer management has asked me to try to conduct an open, not an open mic, really, a jam session, okay? And bluegrass jam or roots music jam, I guess we can allow, right? We can do a country song if we want to, or maybe folk song. Bruce is saying, oh, God, no. I had enough of that last weekend. Big Bill Bruins, he said that when he was
He's
asked
playing
to find
kind of a
folk
steel
music,
guitar,
he said
kind
any
of.
song that wasn't sung by a horse. So that's a pretty broad palette, I think. Broad brushstroke. But so let's.
I've never heard that before. That's great.
I'll loan you the books. Bill actually wrote a book.
So what do you want to do? Harv? You want to go around the circle?
Yeah, we're gonna go around in a circle, and let's see. You had.
I started with the fireball male.
I think we're kind of gonna go clockwise this way,
It must be
looking
your
down.
turn.
So try not to stump the band.
Which is easy to try that 9-pound hammer.
9-pound hammer, okay.
In G. The other one do the honors? Oh man, it's got to see. There it is.
Blood for my side, blood for my side. Now I the cross of snow. How can I know when the wind will come? It's long when it hangs. It's getting through. It's getting through. Now I believe on the roads of snow. How can I know where the wind will go?
Look at the strings on that too, they're huge.
Gonna see my baby. Lord, he comes back. Lord, he comes back.
In with
There on my bed. Sure. How can I go?
Turn it off?
Nope. Want me to?
No, whatever. I mean, probably, maybe.
Yeah.
How are you?
I actually did. I wasn't recording. I wasn't. No.
You want something here? You want one of those tacos?
I don't mind trying a couple things maybe, just so we don't make anybody offended. So.
Yep. Yep. So, yes, she's doing okay. We're not going backwards. We're not getting worse. So, we're doing okay.
Go for it. Let's see. What do you have, Dad?
Taco?
Yep.
Drippy taco?
Yeah.
Is that the name of the company?
I don't know. It just, that's what they said. It was drippy tacos.
Little salsa here too.
Little corn and black beans. Dad's chowing down. Mom, what do you got?
I got a chicken sandwich from Mazo Deli.
Big chow down. All right. Sights and sounds.
No booze though? Booze is here.
Hello.
How we doing?
Good.
I didn't see Gail.
Well, Gail was over here at one point. I don't know where she went. Is she over here? Going to the main attraction now.
There she is, at the very end of the fence.
She's walking by.
You guys need wristbands?
Dad,
Just walking through.
you want?
Oh, you want wristbands? Yes.
Well, we're supposed to be finding
We're supposed to
Gail.
find Gail.
Oh, she was just here.
Yeah, we saw her running over there.
She's in the white hat.
The group of folks all here.
Alright, this next one is original. I wrote it and it became the title track of our first album. We've got 2 albums now. Both of them are over there at that little plastic folding table. But this one, there's a lot of songs in bluegrass. I think we got a lot of bluegrass fans here. Traditional bluegrass fans here, right? Yeah. There's a lot of songs in bluegrass about memories, and they're all really sweet and kind. And you know what? There's some memories you just don't want to keep, and you don't have to. And that's why I wrote this song. It's called Box of Memories.
Okay.
There's a small box up on a shelf.
my mama's high school ring. Ribbons from running races and music grandma'd sing, but read the letters and the teardrops start. Girl, why you keeping souvenirs from a man who broke your heart? This is my last toast to you and the memories we made. I tore up your love letters and your photograph for a ticker parade. Can't be spending my time on a heart that wasn't true. Yeah, I got a box of memories, but it ain't got room for you. Chase a moment or make it last, but they call this gift a present, and I'll leave it to my past. It's a small box, a little thing, but I care to remember and the pride that it brings. So once I decide it's my time to move off your memory lane, boy, I dry my eyes, pour out the wine, and pop off some champagne. This is my last toast to you and the memories we made. Tore up your love letters and your photograph for a ticker parade. Can't be spending my time on a heart that wasn't true. Yeah, I got a box of memories that ain't got room for
Yeah. At this point in time, we exceeded our overall ticket and online gross sales by I think 1 or 2 o'clock this afternoon, and as you can see, our walk-ins are really hopping right now. So I think we're set up right now to have the best year we've ever had.
Nice.
And there's just, I think, from top to bottom is the quality of the lineup of people we're bringing in, and folks like yourself that are helping out with doing some outreach and having us on to talk about the festival. It takes a little piece here and there, and everything adds up to this incredible event we've got today. And really, the weather is also the other piece that we needed today, because these hot, nice summer days, it's what bluegrass is about. Like last year, we almost rained out, and it was kind of a dampened day, literally, figuratively, and this is exactly what we need. And I think Armchair Boogie is going to be what is going to really blow people away tonight.
And that's kind of we were talking to Gail Harrop, and that's kind of a little bit more of a progressive.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so they have a drum set, which is really different in the bluegrass world, and for a long time, they wouldn't even consider a band a bluegrass band if they had a drum set. But now it's really accepted and kind of included in the entire genre. And this is, I think, in a lot of ways, what's going to bring more people into the genre is kind of this progressive approach that mixes bluegrass and blues and funk and some sound effects and things, but is still at its core bluegrass.
Yeah. Now, the band that's playing right now is the all-female.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Fox Crossing String Band. They're out of the Chicago area. And I think that it's really important to have representation, and Fox Crossing obviously is an all-female group, is a powerhouse, and it's undeniable what they bring to the festival overall.
And they're not just playing bluegrass music.
Yeah.
I mean, this is some light rock. They're playing a Cyndi Lauper song.
Right. It's funny because you can do a lot in bluegrass, especially if you kind of keep it soul, like the instrumentation together.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. You can still be bluegrass and play covers of modern music, but still maintain that spirit through the picking and kind of the rhythms that they do, right?
Yeah, you can hear it right there. Gail said, Kenny, that the reason you had such a big turnout is because she ordered less chairs this year.
Right.
So always just order less and you get
right. So next year we'll cut it in half. I think is the plan for next year.
Twice as many.
Yeah.
So, but just for a couple more minutes here.
Yeah, sure.
Like, you don't have to tell us exact figures if you don't want to. But
sure.
It takes. She was telling us that it takes quite a bit, of resources to put something like this on.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's thousands. You wouldn't think about it, but you got the tent. You've got audio people from Madison. They're from what audio?
They're from Madison Pro Audio.
Madison Pro Audio.
Yeah, I mean, just for a ballpark figure to run a festival like this, it takes about $20,000 to $25,000, and so we get that through a combination of donors, ticket sales, beer sales, and we've each year been ratcheting up a little bit, and that's how we've been slowly growing the festival. We have little wrinkles here and there, and so it takes a lot to make something like this happen. But I think you can clearly see the value in what it brings to a community like ours.
Yeah.
It's worth the expenditure to bring more people to Mazo. I found Mazo because of the festival, so who knows who else is discovering Mazo and might move here because of it.
Right, and they might visit some of the local establishments and
Right.
different things like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And when I was talking to one of the very first committee members from the festival earlier today, 2 of them were here today actually, and they were blown away by how much the festival's grown and really sophisticated itself over time, and just impressed with what we've done. So it's good to have the stamp of approval from the people that started the fest back in 2007, and talk to them about maybe having them over next year to do a kind of a history origin story chat. And so that'd be another fun way to just add something different for attendees.
We watched the jamming.
Oh,
the
yeah.
jamming thing. That was fun.
Yeah.
And they're you kind of think that, well, these guys are going to be a little amateurish and stuff, but there was a lot of good music going on there too.
Right, yeah, the jam is actually head up right now by Art Stevenson, our 5 o'clock band, and has some members from, I think, Handpicked Bluegrass Band. And people will drive from across the state just for a jam session. And I think even in some ways, jamming is even more essential to bluegrass than kind of a performance piece like this, because that's where a lot of bluegrass started, is just the campfire circle and playing together and developing styles and songs that way. So that's where bluegrass started, and eventually gets to the stage.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Anything? We bought some swag here.
Hey, fantastic.
So we'll have this
Zooming in on your hat right
on
now.
our set the next
Dad.
time.
Hey, appreciate
the next
it.
time you come back.
I will definitely be back. Would love to.
Gail said that in February, a lot of times you'll have a lot of the bands.
The setup, yeah.
Yep, I've actually got 2, I think, booked for next summer already, so I'm working ahead a little bit. But yeah, I think I usually aim to have it done by the first of the year, but sometimes it drags on depending on contracts, et cetera, et cetera.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, we won't keep you any longer. Thanks for taking
All right,
a little
yeah.
time. Yes.
Thanks for
Take
coming
care.
down.
Yeah, you bet.
Good to see you. All right, take care.
Yeah.
Welcome back into the original father-son voiceover podcast. As you can see, we have a Name That Country.
Yep.
And this one looks like a picture out of Aladdin. So,
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's where it was taken.
You're on?
I don't have a.
You heard yourself?
This is Drew's.
But you've heard yourself?
What?
Let me hear you, Joe. Go ahead.
I sound great.
He sounds great.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
But it's on there, isn't it?
No, it's on this one.
Yeah.
Because
Because
Drew's mic.
we just turned it around
no.
for him.
Oh, so I see.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Hey, Dad, he's right here. He's on this one, Dad.
Well, glad that you guys are on the ball.
Yep.
That's
All
why
right.
that's why when you say, make sure everything's good. Yep.
So
Everything's
that
good.
so
Everything
those
is
that are
good.
new to the podcast and haven't watched before, that's kind of redundant. But we go through countries that aren't as well known, at least not to us. And so this is a picture to start off of some place in this country. And so if Joe will kindly go on to the next page here.
Oh, wow.
I don't know for sure if you can tell, but it's the small circle. No, it's the small circle, and then it's magnified up on that big circle there. And I don't know for sure if I was able to get that completely cleaned out. So maybe you can read what the name of the country is, but usually we guess.
Go to the next one, Joe.
So
It's in Malaysia, right?
this is another picture of, I believe, the capital city.
Well, we got Tunisia.
It's Chile. It's not Chile.
Monesia. John always puts that in there because of me now. Monesia, Tunisia.
You got to go back and people got to go back and watch
Yeah.
that first episode.
We got to watch the first episode that we
way
did
out,
name that
way out
country.
with stuff with ocean all around it, and you thought it was Chile.
Yeah.
That's close.
Okay.
All
right. Okay, we've got a guess.
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'll try A.
Okay.
I'll do B.
Okay.
I'll do D then because I know it's not Chile.
Okay.
It's Monesia and Brunei.
Okay. So the A and D were not countries they've never. They were near Indonesia, so they're not even a country that I know of. There's
John just made
just
those
Chile
up.
and Brunei that are actual countries.
Thanks, John.
So then what we do is we
Gonna
go
have to out
through
us
A lot
like
of countries
that.
out there.
some. Yeah, true. I might have missed it.
John just created a country.
There's not really. I don't have a ton of other pictures. So maybe if we get on some sort of subject about Brunei,
Joe
Joe can go and look. I kind of didn't mind that part of it. So we have some. We're going to be all over the map, pun intended, with the fun facts.
Brunei.
But I'll start with the climate in Brunei.
I like that.
It's hot, oppressive, and overcast. Sounds like over the course of the year, the temperature typically varies from 75 to 90 degrees and is rarely below 73 degrees or 93 degrees.
Is that like California?
Huh?
Is that like California?
I don't know how cool it gets in the evenings because California gets pretty cool at night. Yeah.
What would it be more like? Would that be more like Florida or Arizona maybe?
Maybe, but that I don't know how cool, I'd have to know how cool it gets.
So Arizona was up to what?
I mean, I'm not sure if the 73
degrees.
means rarely below that in the evenings as well. If that's a low.
Yeah, if anybody's ever
73.
traveled to Brunei, maybe you could just write in the comments so that Hudson has that information.
Yep.
Yeah, I need it.
So let's go through some fun facts or just some information regarding Brunei, as we don't know a ton about it. Brunei means abode of peace, which is mostly true given to the country's higher standard of living and longer life expectancy. Average is 75.93 years of how long they live, how people live, and then more than many neighbors in the Southeast Asia. That's where they're located. Brunei is. In 2018, Brunei ranked higher on the Human Development Index. I don't even really know what that means.
Good for them.
Than all the other countries in Southeast Asia, aside from Singapore.
It's back when Brunei was doing real well.
Yeah.
Brunei is considered to be the most observant Islamic nation in Southeast Asia. Beautiful mosques dot the country. Visitors are welcome inside mosques outside of prayer times and with proper dress.
Was that a mosque on the original one?
Yes.
Can we just see that again?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Look at the lights. Just so.
It's the center right there.
And I think if you'll notice there's there's street lights and then there's people
Living in a lonely world.
Yep.
And there's actually like a little play set down there, like for kids. Looks like a little car.
That looks like a lot of money.
That almost looks
Well,
fake.
we might get into that.
It almost
we
looks
will
fake
get into
to
the
me.
reason why
It
that's
looks
kind
like
of
a
case.
pretend.
Stuff like that, maybe.
It almost looks like a pretend place.
Yep.
Sheiks of the burning sand.
Much of Shell's oil, the company Shell, comes from offshore drilling platforms in Brunei. So that's where they get
oil money.
And the per capita GDP in Brunei is $71,802.
That's average.
How does that compare to the
average.
United States?
I'd have to know, Joe.
I do know this stat.
Information
that,
Central.
That if you make more than like $34,000 a year for the whole world, you are in the top 1% if you make $34,000.
Yeah.
In the United States, it's like $800,000.
It's like 74 cents. So how much was it?
$71,802.
$71,208.
$208.
802.
802. Dyslexia.
Yep.
It's 5,288.13.
What's that?
That's U.S. dollars. That's what it is in U.S.
Oh,
dollars.
No. We were asking the per capita.
So wait,
What's the average per capita average per capita of income for
each household
for
in Brunei
versus
what is it versus or just say the United States? What is the
average income
for
American?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're asking.
Just
fault.
It was just there.
Yep.
You know, it wasn't showing up, and I ruined it
with technical difficulties.
So what am I supposed to look up?
Average income, average household income
per capita
of
United
America.
States.
Yep.
I'm gonna say
average income per cap.
$52,000.
I'm gonna say 46.
That makes more sense to me.
In the United States?
U.S. Yep. Wow.
Bang.
Efforting.
Okay.
Well, while we're going on to that, why don't we talk about the fact that on top of that, citizens in Brunei receive free education and medical services from the government.
Oh, here we go. 65,000.
Dominating.
What did you say? Well, we were below them though.
I said 52.
No, 71 is them. Yep. So sorry. Yep, 71.
But
We're below them by about.
Is it U.S. dollars or was it Brunei dollars? Because
it says dollars, so it doesn't say Brunei.
It said that their money was about $2,000 less. That Joe Bob put in $7,100, and it was like $5,300.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
I guess
American.
we're getting close then. So Brunei citizens receive free health care,
Okay.
medical services, and free education.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not. I don't think that's necessary. I don't know for sure. So Damon can put the disclaimer there. I'm not. I think it might be because they a pretty wealthy country. I don't think it's necessarily because of
'Cause they don't-
like Canada or things like places like that
Social.
maybe have that have kind
Different
of
type of governmental
type of government system.
Mm.
Yep. Brunei has one of the highest rates of obesity in Southeast Asia. An estimated 51% of school children are overweight.
What kind of fast foods they got in Brunei?
Yeah.
Yeah, check that out.
Because we're talking, obesity.
Probably
Let's
like
cook some
Brunei Bell and
brioche.
You are
Brunei 55.
Brunei.
Nye.
McBrunei's.
Brunei 55 coffee house.
Bet you they serve Danishes.
Probably got some Turkish coffee there.
I got Danishes too.
Yo, I'm sure they have Danishes.
Oh, for
That's
sure.
what makes them fat.
Whoa. That's called out Brunei.
Hey, takes
your
one to know-
KFC.
takes one to know
KFC
one.
Brunei.
In your Brunei.
KFC. McDonald's. Okay, that
Express
makes sense.
Brunei.
In Gadong.
That's Panda Express, I think.
Gadong.
Really?
Gedong.
Keep going down. Let's more places.
McDonald's Gedong.
More places. We're
More-
slow today.
Yeah.
We gotta
Is
get
it
a.
Brunei.
Oh, here. Look at.
don't
Can
you-
you just look at the map here, or does it
That's
say?
what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
Embassy of Indonesia.
Oh, it doesn't. Oh, Burger King. They have a BK Lounge
Oh
there.
wow! Look at we're efforting so much that we're creating the white line lesion.
We got to get a hold of our internet provider and see if we're a high tech, big time podcast. We need to have a better
I think,
internet
I think it
connection
creates a
here.
nice suspense.
Okay,
Here we
there's
go.
Jollibee.
Jollibee, Brunei
Jollibee.
International
Oh,
Airport.
that looks. I bet you that sugar bun.
Nice.
Sugar pie, honey
BK Lounge.
McDonald's,
but the point
KFC,
being,
Burger King, John.
the point being,
Jollibee.
they have a lot of. They've got a lot of places you can eat.
Ayumaka.
Yep.
Yeah, and so that's
Club
why we
Friday.
Friday.
got to be careful what you eat. You got to be careful. It's best to cut back on. You can cut back on a lot of places. Like you cut back on having too much sugar in your lattes.
Yeah.
That's the first place I
Yeah,
start.
that's where you start.
First
And
place
not
I start.
having enough Danishes.
And not having Danish.
But then you gotta supply. You're gonna have to have lots of brochures though. Those will help you out.
Inside jokes.
Yeah.
All right.
Caning is still a method of punishment for crimes in Brunei. They
They're serious.
take it serious.
There's probably not a lot of crime.
I don't know
there.
how. I don't know if we really want to look this up.
Nope.
Not sure.
Yeah, it might
Let's
not be
not.
the best.
The sale.
That's a good thought.
The sale and public consumption of alcohol is illegal in Brunei, although non-Muslims can bring up to 2 liters into the country. So
Those political leaders, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
8
Oh,
sure.
That
Seizure.
would be interesting to see how that works.
caning.
Nope. You
yeah.
can bring in alcohol. Is that like then
yeah.
like you could become quite wealthy by bringing a couple of liters in regularly and just selling it because they
like,
can't
just
have
like,
it.
what are they
bootlegging
called?
kinda,
Yeah, bootleggers.
Yeah.
John knows
It's
a
kind
thing
of
or two about
prohibition in
Yep.
Brunei.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Just a thought.
Again, this is all over the board, so these are just, like I said, they're not going to fall in line with after talking about alcohol sales.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
8 days after the attack on Pearl Harbor, the Japanese attacked and occupied Brunei to secure a source of oil.
Makes
So,
sense.
They really bring in the oil, I guess. Brunei has one of the world's highest car ownership rates. Roughly 1 car per every 1.5 people in 2017 was recorded.
Wow.
So they got money, is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And there's not a ton of space on the island. It looks like, or is it not? It's not an island, but on. Is it an island?
It was an island.
It was an island. Yeah.
Let's see.
There's not a lot of.
Right there.
there.
That's,
Yeah.
Well, I
You
guess
know,
it's part of
an
land
island
bridge there.
Yeah. Anyway,
That's what we call it.
but they don't have as many people as we do here in the United States and other places
Definitely
like
not.
India and stuff like that as well. But anyway, they've got money.
Good
So
for them.
Although the Federation of Malaysia, including Brunei's
Huh? You're doing this all from memory.
Yes. I'm going to butcher these names, so I'm going
to butcher here.
Including Brunei's neighbors of Sarawak and Sabah, was formed in 1963. Brunei did not gain independence from Great Britain until 1984. So,
wow,
they're only about
fairly
38 years. 38 years as an independent country.
Sabah, wasn't it Sabado?
Sabah.
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 Sunday, or that's
Sabah.
Sábado.
It's either Saturday
Domingo
or
is Sunday.
Saturday in Spanish.
Saturday. Sábado is Saturday.
Domingo. Domingo Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, we're going back to Brunei.
I never clicked on I'm feeling lucky. It's weird how you
I'm not
have
sure,
that option,
yeah.
and I've never.
Wow, look at that. That is a mosque and a half.
I'm not seeing those as actual. They're not labeling them as neighbors. I'm not seeing the names of what I just said.
Right now it's 89 degrees
and raining.
It says our Saturday is going to be 89 degrees in Brunei.
Looks nice to me.
It's tropical.
Cool, quite cool.
Quite cool.
Keep going, Johnny. We'll listen.
The Sultan of Brunei holds an honorary commission in the United Kingdom's Royal Air Force and Royal Navy. I don't know what that all means, but because they were once under Great Britain rule, they have they still kind of get a little bit of they still have some Great Britain influence, and we have some
absolutely just
special place in the Great Britain's people's heart or whatever to keep them a part of that. I'm just going to talk a little bit about travel. Despite having miles of beautiful coast, most travelers to Brunei only visit the capital city of Bandar. The roads and infrastructure in Brunei are excellent. We go down to the south sometimes, whether it's Arizona or Florida we've been to, and the roads are a lot nicer than here because they don't have the big changes in temperature.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with Brunei. Due to an abundance of oil and low fuel prices, local buses and taxis are the most cost-effective means of getting around. Brunei is typically a short stopover for travelers crossing by bus between the Malaysian Borneo states of Sarawak and Sabah.
So I looked up, I wanted to find out what a sultan is. A sultan. The term is distinct from king.
Okay.
They'll both refer to a sovereign ruler.
Isn't that what
the use of sultan or sultan is restricted to Muslim countries, where the title carries religious significance, contrasting the more secular king, which is used both in Muslim and non-Muslim countries.
Wasn't there? You had mentioned at the beginning that it looked like someplace from Aladdin. Wasn't there a sultan in Aladdin, if I'm not mistaken?
Yep. There's also a sultan here too, Sultan of Swat.
Babe Ruth.
Wasn't that his daughter Jasmine? That was getting that anyway.
Wasn't there a king? What?
And there
wasn't
was
there a song called "The King"? Kings
Prince
of
Ali.
Huh? Go ahead.
Two more things here. In 2018, the population of Brunei was estimated to be only 428,962 people. They just can't get over that 429,000 mark. But my guess would be by now they are.
It's like friends on Facebook.
Because it's been, what is that? It's 5 years since since that was taken. That
Sarawak.
Since census was.
How's the slow version?
Sarawak.
Sarawak.
So that's, they get a lot of money. That's probably why they can give free medical and why they can give school, because they just don't have a big population. And if they've got a lot of oil money coming in, they don't. Yep. Lastly, if you want to go to the flag here, Joe, we're just going to go through what the flag represents.
Let's do it.
The flag of Brunei has a centered emblem of Brunei on a yellow field cut by black and white diagonal stripes. The yellow field represents the Sultan of Brunei. The red crest consists of a crescent facing upwards upwards, joined with a parasol with hands on the sides.
Isn't
there's
the
not much more to
crescent-
that.
Isn't that a big symbol in
Islam?
I can help.
Muslim?
I can
Okay.
help. Here's,
go ahead,
here's a
please
different description.
Okay.
The mast and pedestal represent the 3 levels of government.
Oh, thank you.
And the 4 feathers symbolize justice,
Yep.
tranquility, peace, and prosperity.
And
The hands represent that the government preserves and promotes the welfare of the citizens.
That's good.
And the crescent symbolizes Islam, the state religion.
Okay.
So there you got it.
Okay.
What are those scribbly words saying though? That's the whole thing.
No clue.
Arabic for something.
What's the meaning? What does the yellow black? What is brunch?
What does that maybe what the words say is prosperity and
I
all
wonder.
those things maybe?
You guys keep vamping here.
Is that
and
all
I
you
will-
had, Johnny?
That's all I had. But I mean, when I looked at the temperatures for a guy that likes it warm,
You'd like to go to Brunei.
I think I'd like Brunei, and then the fact that you have free medical, that would be pretty sweet too. If I became
Always
a Brunei
in service
a
with
citizen.
God's guidance.
How far away is
Always in service with God's guidance.
How far
That's
away
what
is
it means.
Brunei from here?
Let's find out.
Oh, the scroll beneath the crest reads Brunei Darussalam, which means Brunei, the abode of peace. So there must be 2 there. Maybe the first one is always in service with God's guidance, and the other one is Brunei, the abode of peace.
Well, it's quite the distance because don't quote me on this, but if you take
Highway 14.
Yeah, if you take Highway 14, it says that the average cost was
Siri
about.
would tell you.
Yeah.
If you flew Malaysia Airlines from
malaria.
Chicago to the capital city of Brunei, the capital city in Brunei, it would cost you around $3,585 one way. Excuse me, not one way. Total flight.
Yeah, that seems logical.
And that's just a 4-day. I don't know why you would go for a 4-day flight. Anyway, it would take 1 day and 15 hours about to get there, because you
Past the prime meridian.
I'm not going to get into
Would they
that. But
say
you would
Brunei?
You would go into a different Brunei. What time is it right now?
4 days.
4 days.
4 days on, 2 weeks off.
Let's see here. It is currently.
I know that they don't have to worry about getting a cough down there from all that smoke. 4 days on.
It's
2 weeks
currently
off.
5:26 Saturday morning. They're 13 hours ahead of us. So
5:26. You said.
Yep.
So they get the podcast
Yeah. So
early.
I'm not
then.
sure if it would take that. I'm not sure if it would take. I'm guessing though that the flight takes about that with probably a few stops. I think there's.
I hope so.
What time does the podcast post in Brunei? Have we had any comments from Brunei?
It's 13 hours ahead. If you post it in the morning on a Wednesday, you're probably late evening, really early morning on Thursday morning.
So they're late.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Be early.
Well, they would be late
Be
because
Tuesday.
You know what we should do?
they'd be getting it on Thursday and we'd be posting it on Wednesday because they're ahead of us. They're 13 hours ahead of us.
That should be our goal, is to somehow promote our podcast and try to say that we've been played in every single
country
that we've been watched in every single country.
Yeah.
Okay. We just need to try to get watched in the United
Yeah.
States.
mainly Mazomanie.
All right.
Anyway, that
Thank you, John.
concludes.
That's very good. I like
Brunei.
those, and
Yes.
I know you guys do too.
Yeah, we know
Because
that.
you
Not only-
always ask for those.
It's not only something that's interesting; you learn something from it,
Right.
Which is double,
It's entertaining and
You
educational.
have zero mic presence
huh? But people can hear me because they want to listen.
because you're the projector.
Yep.
Well,
I
thank
missed
you.
having Drew here, but
Yeah.
it made Joe funnier today.
Yep.
Somehow.
That's
Yeah.
because
Didn't
Drew
have
wasn't
that
shooting him
didn't have
down.
that sucking. He was sucking off.
Sucking the
He's a-
energy
yeah, he's a
I mean,
he's a
Drew's gonna
funny
be-
vampire. He just
I mean,
sucking
I don't
on
want
me.
to. I don't want to deal with him
Actually,
after that
Joe's-
game. He's such a diehard Cubs fan that
Yeah.
he's probably in a really dark place right now.
Yep.
He's driving home.
Yeah. Hopefully they're started. Driving,
Yeah.
'cause it
It's
could
bumper
be-
to bumper.
Be
I'll
a
bet.
snail's
Yeah.
pace.
Yep. Anyway,
All right, that's 71. Thank you for checking it out. Was I a little loud?
no 71. It's just
Yeah, it is
Blown
amazing.
away. John's blown away.
Amazing. We'll see you next week for 72. If you're a voiceover person, you stayed all this way, check out our other voiceover videos. We'll see you later.